guys. So we have started about two sessions which were considered as in a demo part, and in the demo session I just given a overview introduction about the automation testing. So what kind of tools we are using in the market. Okay, so what is the comparison of differences between the Selenium and the competitor tool like QTP, right? So why Selenium is more demanded when compared to the QTP. So these are the points which we already discussed in the earlier sessions part. Okay, later on I started about when it is the right time to start the automation testing part. Okay, so these kind of points which I have given shortly, and even in the interview point of view also. So this is the question you will be get regularly. So the interviewer will ask you whether you are in a fresher, whether you are in a some experienced resources. Definitely, you maybe get this question: when to start automation testing, and what is the right time to start the automation testing. So for that, so this is the best answer. Okay, so that is why it is all the notes and everything I will share today. Okay, the recordings and everything I'm going to share with you. Okay, and the
Okay.
next one, the official portal for Selenium. So this is the official portal of earlier. Now it is the new portal for us. Everything I have predefined in this document itself. You need not to write anything. You just go through this document, and also you just go through the recorded content which I'm sharing with you. So that is enough actually. Okay, right. So today I'm going to discuss with you a few more points, additional points about Selenium. Okay, so for that point, for that reason, let me go to the Selenium official portal. I'm just making all the people to visit this portal and try to get some information from this portal, because it is an official portal. So whatever we want, we everything we will download from here itself. So we need not to purchase anything also, right? Yeah. Okay. Let me just scroll down here. Here you people can able to see there are three components are there: Selenium IDE, Selenium WebDriver, and Selenium Grid. Okay, so before giving a short information about what is this individual components and what is the purpose of these components, let me show you that notes which I have prepared to you. Okay, so basically the Selenium components are categorized into four or five categories. Some people say four, some people say five. That is why four or five I'm saying. One is Selenium IDE, and second one Selenium RC, and third one Selenium WebDriver, and fourth one Selenium Grid, and the fifth one is a Selendroid. Selendroid. Let me talk about each and everything clearly. Selenium IDE, it is a basic tool, guys. It is a basic tool which is useful to to record and playback the activities. I will give you very detailed information about this. What is the meaning of recording and what is the use of playbacking that? To conduct recording activities, to conduct the recorded activities playback, this IDE tool will be useful. Okay, and it is an add-on for browsers. Okay, you need not to install anything. Whatever browsers you have, you just to open that browser. For that browser you have to add this extension. So no Java setup is required, no Selenium setup is required for this. Only internet connection is enough to use this tool. The main purpose of this tool is to record the activities which we are performing on the browser. Those activities are captured by this tool, and we can play back whenever and it is required. Okay, you maybe get one doubt. So why you are recording and why you are playbacking again? So there is a purpose. I will tell you that. But frankly, nowadays no one is using Selenium ID in the real-time environments. Got it or not? Why? Because there is more than advantages, there are a lot of drawbacks are there. So that is why it is not fulfilling the people requirements. So no one is using this tool in the current trend or market. We'll give you detailed uh, talk about this in the next level. Just I'm giving an overall idea to get an idea on the Selenium tools and Selenium components. Okay, next one, Selenium RC. Okay, whatever the drawbacks which are identified in Selenium IDE, the Selenium team has implemented a new platform, that is Selenium RC. So that is why we call it as a Selenium RC is an advanced version for Selenium IDE. Why? Because the drawbacks or the limitations in Selenium IDE are simply overcome in the Selenium RC. RC is nothing but remote control. But nowadays, this Selenium RC component completely deprecated from the platform. We don't have completely, the team has removed this component. So that is the reason even in the official portal also we could not able to see this category Selenium RC. We have a Selenium IDE, we have a Selenium WebDriver and Selenium Grid, but we don't have Selenium RC because the team completely deprecated it. Deprecated means they have removed it. So we need not to learn this. But I will give you what is the purpose of development of this Selenium RC. Guys, the limitations in Selenium IDE are simply overcome in Selenium RC. So how they overcome that limitations? By implementing some commands. By implementing some commands. Here there is no commands, there is no coding, there is no setup. But here setup is required. Java setup is required. Selenium setup is integrations are required. Okay, and browser add-ons are required here. Some basic level RC scripting is required. To write that scripting, these commands are required. Java programming knowledge is required. Understood? So from here itself, programming is started actually. But we are not going to learn this because this never useful to you. This is completely removed the concept. Okay, but idea purpose, I'm just giving some information about it. Understand? And to implement Selenium RC, this setup is required, guys. Java setup we should do. Selenium integration we should do. Eclipse platform also we need to set up. Then only we can able to start writing our scripting part. And the limitation of Selenium RC, why Selenium RC is also failed, because it follows client server architecture mechanism. I'm not saying this mechanism is wrong. I'm saying the implementation, the nature of the Selenium RC doesn't satisfy this mechanism. I'll give you one example. Client server architecture mechanism means if the client wants to access the data, there should be a server must be in the running. Otherwise, the client could not able to access the data. We are able to access the Facebook or YouTube or whatever it is. There are so many platforms are there. We are able to successfully access the application because the server is servicing that clients and everything. If the server is completely stopped, there is no chance to access the data from the server. So clients are not at all useful. So that is the reason in this Selenium RC, if you want to run any program, the Selenium server must be in the running state only. If it is stopped, your program won't execute it. That is one limitation. That means handling is very difficult here. Okay, so the same point I have written in the next line. Whenever you want to run your Selenium RC script, we must start your Selenium server, then only the Selenium RC script will be executed. RC means remote control. Okay, so this Selenium RC topic is completely deprecated in the latest Selenium servers. In the old servers like 2.1 or 2.2, in those kind of Selenium versions, we have this Selenium RC. But currently we have a Selenium 4 versions. So they have removed all these features and everything. Now the team again identified, okay, these are the drawbacks which are identified in Selenium RC. Again, we have to work out. So we need to create a new platform to avoid all these issues. Then the team has released one more advanced platform of component that is called as Selenium WebDriver. Okay, so this is the main major component we should learn, and currently all market is using this Selenium WebDriver. If anybody asks you, do you have knowledge on Selenium WebDriver? Yes. I have knowledge on Selenium RC. I don't have knowledge on WebDriver. No use with you. Why? Because this is no one is using. Everyone is using Selenium WebDriver. So to understand WebDriver related concepts, definitely setup is required. Whatever setup we are doing here, Selenium, Java and Eclipse IDE, the same setup which can be useful for the WebDriver and grid and everything. Okay, this is one time setup, guys. You need not to change your setup for every component. Only Selenium IDE is it's not a setup, it's an extension to your browser, so it's a different platform. Selenium RC is a setup is required, but we don't have support for this, so that is why we are not using this. So only the thing it is, we have to set up this, then we need to use services of WebDriver. That's it. So WebDriver also have a different commands like Selenium RC. Browser commands are there, interactive commands are there, information commands, validation commands. There are different commands are there. Guys, if you want to write Selenium programming, Selenium scripting, Java is required. Apart from Java, Selenium, Selenium related commands also you required. You may be asked some question. Tell me what are the some Selenium related commands you know. Then you have to list out. There are browser commands are there, interactive commands, information commands, and validation commands, navigational commands like that we have. Okay, I forgot to add about one more command, that is a navigational commands. That is also very important commanding. I will add it here. I will give you a brief idea about each and everything. If you understand the meaning, the word meaning, easily you can understand that. Navigational commands. Let me save it. So browser commands. Browser commands means the commands which are applicable on the browser activities. So what kind of browser activities we have? Browser launcher, browser launcher, insertion of the URL, browser maximizing, browser minimizing, browser closing, browser tab closing, browser cookie deletion, browser cache deletion, browser history deletion. These are all activities which we can perform on the browser. Okay, manually. Suppose if I have given one scenario to you, login Facebook application login, you have to test it. So how do you test it manually? You have to select one browser, any browser. I'm saying taking Chrome browser. So how do you open the Chrome browser? You have to open this Chrome browser, and then if you want to conduct Facebook login, you have to supply the facebook.com URL. So when you provide that URL, this is the UI. Here you need to supply your email ID and password and login button. Correct? Now the thing it is, where the browser commands will help you to launch the browser. Here manually I have launched the browser, but in automation testing Selenium, you should not launch the browser manually. You have to write some command in the script. The script should launch the browser. Okay, only your responsibility is you have to write the script. That's it. Write it and run it. The rest of the job and everything should take care by the tool itself. So you have to use one command to launch the Chrome browser. So the browser will be launched. Once the browser is launched, what is the next activity we need to do? It needs to supply some URL facebook.com. That is also must be implemented through some command. There is a dedicated command to supply the URL, to launch the browser, to maximize the browser window, to minimize it, to delete the cookies. For every activity, there is a commands. So being a learners, what we need to focus? We need to focus on understanding of each and every command. So we should learn. I'm going to train you. I'm going to give you that knowledge. So where exactly the relevant commands we have to use to perform our activities. Okay, so simple browser commands means the commands which can be useful to launch your or to perform the activities on the browser. That is nothing but browser commands. There are so many commands are there. I'm not writing here. We'll tell you later on. Next one, interactive commands. Interactive means there is a interaction, a proper communication, easy of communication between them. So once application got loaded, if you want to supply the email address, if you want to supply the password, you want to click on this login button, whatever actions we are performing here, these are called as a interactions. These are called as interactions. So I want to supply the email ID. What kind of interaction I have to perform? I need to click here and then I need to type some data here. Okay. So after that password, when I am using the password is invisible. It should not be visible to all. It should be visible in some dotted formats. Okay. After that, I'm going to click on this login button. So when I click on this, what will be happen? These details are sent to the database for the validation purpose, whether they are right or wrong. If it is a right, it will be redirected to next page. If it is a wrong, please enter valid credentials. Some validation response will come. Okay. So in this button, what kind of activity we are doing? Click activity. So click is one activity. That is one interaction. And forgotten password. This is a link actually. So here also I am performing some click. So that is also one interaction. So whatever actions you are performing on the application, that is nothing but interaction. To perform these activities, interaction commands are required. Okay, I hope everybody is able to follow. Browser means to perform the activities on the browser related activities. Once application got loaded, to perform any actions on the application, interactive commands are useful. Next one, navigational commands. Navigation means moving. Okay, we have a GPS navigation. Similarly, one directional matter, navigational commands. So similarly, here the navigational commands, how they will be useful. I will tell you that. Navigational commands. See guys, there is a back arrow, there is a front arrow or right arrow, and this is a refresh button. These all categories will come under the part of navigational commands. These are the part of navigational commands. And also browser URL. That means if you want to redirect to any URL, that is also possible with the help of navigational commands. Actually, there's implementations you will see in next level classes how these things will be work out. Okay, so these are the navigational commands. If you want to redirect to the some URL, if you want to refresh the page, if you want to go back to the previous page, if you want to forward to the next page, these are all our navigational activities. To perform that, navigational commands will be useful. In the next one, information commands. Information commands means to retrieve the information from the application or from the an element or from the field, that is called as information commands. Information commands. Suppose I want to retrieve some information from this application. So to understand information commands, you require some additional topic like element locators. When you understand element locators concept, this information commands will be useful to you. Okay, so for that one basic knowledge I'm going to give you. You see guys, I'm just removing all the data from here. uh, Actually this email ID is text box, password is also text box. When I ask you perform login on this Facebook application, I have given three user details with you. Okay, So you have to enter these three user details one after one and check and let me know what are validated and what are invalid data. Just let me know. So manually, what you have to do, you have to take first username and first password, and you are trying to click on login button to check the validation. Similarly, second one, similarly, third one, and you will give a report to me. What are validated, what are invalidated. Now the thing it is, the same thing I want to conduct through automation part. So here the thing it is, how your script will exactly pass user ID or email ID in the email address, how your script will exactly pass the password in the password text box, how script will know this, because email id is field is same, it is a text box, password is also text box. So how script will understand, okay, exactly in the email address text box I have to supply the email id, how exactly the password should enter into the password field, how the script will know that. So to know that, element locators concept is required. Without having this element locators concept in Selenium, it won't possible to write the program, even though you are very good in Java. Okay, Java will help you to make your program a sense, to make your program a structure. That's it. But the actions, the activities, everything should be done by the Selenium itself. So without Java support, it won't work out. So both are required. Both platform support is required. Okay. Yes. Now, if I want to find out this element locators data, what we have to do, you just go to the developers console or backend script part. You just right click here and click inspect. When I do this, what happened? The backend source code got open here. Okay, this is a backend source code. Logic never be open, guys. You may be think about, okay, the whole program got open here, so we can copy and we can develop our own Facebook application. It never be possible. So the logic is always they hide. Only the UI related script we can able to see from here. The browser can able to open only the UI related code can open. The logic related code, it never be open because the developers will hide it. If the code is open, what happened? The total business logic will be open to the market, so that the totally automatically the different occurrences or different sequences they have to see. Understand? Now there is a this is a total whole concept. I will tell you later on cases. Okay, whether you are able to understanding or not able to understanding, not worry. Just to focus why this is required. That's it. Okay, right. So this is the a highlighted code for the email text box. So there is some content is there. We are going to use this content in our program. So using this identities, your script will exactly supply the email ID address in the email text box. Similarly for everything, password. Similarly for login button. Okay, this is a separate session actually. You will understand the element locator sessions and everything. So using the information commands concept, I can retrieve these informations. I can retrieve these informations wherever, whenever we require. So we'll tell you how to retrieve it. So next one, validation commands. This is most important. All are important, but this is the most important part, validation. What is that validation? Because yes, you have done some automation testing. You have done some automation testing, but the client will ask you what are the different validations you applied. What are the different validations you applied? Suppose if I'm giving wrong email detail and wrong password here. Okay, let's click on login. When I click login, what is application response here? This is the validation reply, validation message. We will call it as a, there is a validation message is there. What is that? the email address or the mobile number you entered is not connected to the an account, find your account and log in. That means simply it is saying that we could not able to find your details. So when this validation message is came, the user can understand, okay, I have provided some invalid details. If it is not came, what the user can understand from here? The user will keep on apply the same details again and again, but there is no response from the application. So using this validation commands, I'm going to validate it. I'm going to validate it whether this validation message is getting or not when I'm providing in invalid details. Got it? And I will tell you one more example for better understanding also. Let's say one airlines platform. I'm just opening here. These are all our web applications, guys, because we are accessing through browser itself from the internet support. Now you see in this application, I want to conduct one validation. How to do that? I will tell you. In this ticket booking platform, there is a one way and round trip. By default, one way got selected here when we launch the application. There is a from and there is a to and a departure date and return date. Now you see, guys, when I click on departure date, it is opening some calendar. Okay. When I want to click on the return date, am I getting anything here? Yes, the return date was opening. But what is happening here? Previously, it is on one way, but as soon as when I click on return date, it is just to change the radio button option. Round trip got enabled here. But when I click on one way, what happened? This date picker got disabled. I want to validate. The client is asking you. Okay. In the requirements, the client will ask you when it is selected one way, the return date picker should be in the disable. So this you need to validate it. So in automation, if you want to validate whether it is really disabled or enabled, there is validation commands support is required. So using that, you can validate it. Got it or not? So these kind of validations you are going to learn in the next level implementations. So these are all the commands which are the part of WebDriver, guys. So a different commands you are going to see. Slowly, I will start with some basic level applications. So you will see how to start and how to write the programming and everything. Programming, guys, I'm saying that programming is easy when you know how to code it. That's it. Even I started my career with as a manual tester. I don't know programming. That is why I choose the manual tester career part. But now I'm good. I'm not saying I'm an expert, but I'm very good. I'm able to write the programming. I'm able to complete my scenario or task, whatever they have assigned in automation. I can do that. So by experience, you will learn everything. You can able to do that. Initially, a few days or few months, you may be struggle, but when you keep on doing practicing consistent hard work or consistent practice, things will automatically easy. Most of the people felt about programming is very difficult, guys. Why you are having that much of myth in your mind? Because from the graduation days itself, even in the engineering or degree, the faculty members, they may not give a proper interest or showing on that programming. Only just programming, there is a dedicated program, you have to by heart it. That's it. So that never will work out to you, guys. You have to enjoy the programming by learning and by practicing. Everybody can do the programming, no doubt about it. Only the thing it is that shows your interest. When you are having an interest on that, definitely it will be very easy. You will enjoy. I'm really saying that. So don't disappoint. Okay, don't compare with anyone also. So that that person is doing very well, I'm not able to do that. No, don't compare it. It is an individual accountability. Okay, if you are not able to do, you just ask me, said I am not able to do, so give me any other suggestion for me. Definitely I will give you how to do that. Okay, don't compare with anyone, don't demotivate also, everybody can do that. Understand? Yes. So after having some knowledge on the Selenium WebDriver, the next important part is for automation. This is the heart, guys. You take any automation testing tool, framework support is mandatory. Without framework support, no automation will be developed or designed. Hmm. You joined in any project, Selenium project, okay, only WebDriver commands, Java programming is not at all enough. What they will use, they will create one framework, guys. So without using that framework, no automation project will be entertained. Why? Because framework like a heart. So framework, what it will benefit for the automation testers, I will tell you. Framework means it's a predefined structure, guys. In that structure, we will just make our components, we are just placing there, so that things will be easy. So the framework designers also there, they will be called as a architects. Okay, architects. So you are also going to learn some most demanded framework in the market. I will tell you that framework also to you. So you have to practice your scenarios and everything in those frameworks, so that you can easily perform your job roles after getting the job. So we have a these are the different frameworks we have: linear framework, keyword driven, data driven, hybrid framework, everything. Okay, so each and every framework have some pros and cons, but which one is most useful to you in the next level, I will tell you that. Okay, so Selenium WebDriver with framework, it's a 100% you have to learn. Without having this, no automation will be implemented, especially in Selenium part. And the last fourth component is Selenium grid. Okay, so this purpose is totally different, guys, to conduct parallel execution in multiple systems, in multiple browsers, in multiple operating systems at a time. Okay, if you want to do parallel testing, parallel means at a time I want to conduct this multiple scenarios. Imagine some people from US in this session, some people from UK, some people from India. Actually, some people are logging from desktop, some people are logging from laptop, some people connected from mobile, some people connected from tab. I'm using Windows, you may be using Mac, some other guy using about some Linux operating system. Imagine. So here we all people are connected to one network here. You people can able to audible, you people can able to visible. So how these things are applicable and performed here? Because there is some parallel activities conducting here among us. So similarly, if you want to do parallel execution in multiple systems, that means in multiple devices, in multiple browsers, in multiple operating systems at a time, the Selenium grid will help you guys. Understand? People felt about when I say about Selenium grid after completion of Selenium WebDriver basic intro. Okay, this is advanced version for Selenium WebDriver. No, Selenium WebDriver is only the latest component we have that people are using. Selenium grid is a different purpose. It is designed to conduct parallel execution. You will see how to use, how to work on it. Okay, and the fifth one, optional component, Selendroid. When you combine Selenium with Android, that is called as a Selendroid. But unfortunately, no one is using in current market. This is also Selendroid, Selenium plus Android. That means to conduct mobile testing related activities, especially it's supported for Android only. It doesn't support for iOS. Imagine, guys, you are in a customer, you want to purchase one product which supports for limited features, and there is another product is there more than this which have supporting more number of features. Which one you will opt? Definitely, as a end user, a product which they are providing more features, that product we are going to be choose. So Android, how much it is more demand in the market. Similarly, iOS customers also day by day increasing in the global wide. So that iOS apps development is also very high. If any app was designed or developed in the and released into the market, both Android and iOS apps they must release, because to capture the iOS user attention also. Understand? So that is why, which is Selendroid, which supports only Android. So there is a drawback actually. So to support iOS platforms and Android platforms, people are using about one next level third party application, that is Appium. Appium. This is a different platform and tool. If you learn this, you can go mobile testing environments also. It supports both Android and iOS to conduct mobile testing scenarios. Okay, so until this I have given a complete overview about the all Selenium components. Until this, anybody having any doubt here? Anyone?
No, sir. Clear, sir.
No one. Okay, right. So this is later on I will cover this about this. What is the automation strategies and everything. Actually, this is not the right time to discuss about this. This is the next level topic I will discuss later on. And these are the prerequisites we have to set up, guys. So immediately I'm going to start with in the next class itself. I'm going to start with some setup part. I will show you that how to do setup and everything. So using that you can easily set up in your PC. Mm. So here prerequisites for Selenium with Java, because you are learning Selenium with Java only. So we should download Selenium server file from Selenium official portal. So what is this server? It contains about a group of jar files, guys. So this jar file we need to download. Jar means Java archive. So this we need to download. Next one, Java support we require. So we need to download Java and we need to install it. Now Java is a product of Oracle. Earlier it is from Sun Microsystems. So we have to install it. Next one, Eclipse IDE platform. So it is a platform to write our programming, guys. Okay, even Java developers also they are using Eclipse platform. There are different IDs in the market actually. Atom is there, Eclipse is there, NetBeans is there. Hmm? There are so many. If you are using C Sharp, VB scripting is there, Microsoft Visual Studio is there. Okay. If you are using C language, there is a Turbo C editor, or C++ Turbo C++ editor is there. There are so many IDEs are there. IDE means integrated development environment. It is a platform where which is useful to write our script. Similarly, if you want to write Selenium script also, we should download Eclipse platform and we have to use it. So it is a empty platform, guys. To be frankly, I'm saying it is a empty platform. In this platform, you have to integrate whatever you want. I want to integrate Selenium server to the Eclipse. I want to integrate Java to the Eclipse. When I integrate these two to the Eclipse, then I can able to write my program. Without integrating, without integration, it won't possible to implement your scenarios. Understand? So this is the setup prerequisite. This how to download and how to configure, how to implement everything I will tell you later on cases. Okay, okay. I hope everybody was clear with this. So this is about the overview or introduction about the next level topics about here. Hmm. So how many of you people are went through this portal, or any findings you have observed here? Anyone? Do you have a chance to go through this portal?
No, sir,
No?
I totally forgot actually. I don't.
Okay.
I
No
got busy
worries,
with
no worries. At
family.
least
Yeah,
today you just go through this portal and
sure.
you just check about all these things. Hmm?
Yeah,
So whatever content, whatever delivery I have presented in this session, the whole thing you can able to observe here. Okay. For the you want to go for more data, you just go and click here. It will display a lot of information here. Lot of information. So these are all our weights. These are all are the commands. Everything. Individually, you may not understand as of now. No problem. We will cover. We'll tell you. Will exactly how to implement and everything. So the current version of Selenium, I will show you that. This you see that 4.6.0. So for Java users, they have to download this. For Ruby, this one. For C Sharp, this one. Like that, programming wise, they have given support for each and every Selenium server. So we are going to download this one. So this is the latest one, and 4.6.0 is a latest Selenium server file. So in some interviews also, the interviewer is asking, what is the Selenium version number you have worked on your project? Suppose you are an experienced guy. So some people neglect the version numbers. This is the finding what I observed in the most of the people. They never focused on the version numbers, guys. For version number also you have to remember in which version number you have worked on it. So that is also keep remember it. And some people, they don't mention the version number in the profiles also, resume. It is also not a good one. You have to mention the version numbers also in the profile, which version number you have worked on it. That is the best practice. Okay. Now, suppose if I want to use the earlier release, I don't want to use the latest one. I want to use about the earlier release. For that, you have to go to previous releases. Just click on release. You see, guys, these are all are the. This is the latest one. These are all our earlier releases. There is some alpha and beta, third versions, second versions. See, in these versions, Selenium RC is there. 2 point versions. Now from third onwards, there is no RC onwards. Completely they have implemented WebDriver features. In this also, Selenium 2 versions also WebDriver is there, but Selenium RC is there. But here Selenium RC completely removed from here. Okay, beta version, never download beta and alpha versions, guys. Okay, after the alpha testing, then beta testing will be done. Once beta testing is also done, they will release the final. So you never download alpha, beta releases. Okay, these are all are different releases. You see, these are some alpha 5, 6, 7 something. Don't download alpha. Even if you see the version numbers, you people will understand that. Selenium 4.0, alpha 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. After that, what they are releasing? Selenium 4.0, beta 1, 2, 3, 4. What is this? All these things. Okay. After having all these releases, finally they released a stable release. This is Selenium 4.0.0. That means it is a stable. We can use it. So if you use these beta and alpha versions, what it indicates, still the developers are working in the backend. So at any cost, at any time, the data may be changed from the backend. That is why don't use any alpha and beta releases even in setup part also. We have to download stable releases only. We'll tell you. And the different browsers. Hmm. So how to, suppose if I want to launch Firefox browser through automation. So this the related drivers are there. We need to download it. Okay, without drivers download also we can launch. I will tell you that is advanced level. Okay, beginner level I will tell you, advanced level also I will tell you, so that you people will understand. And Internet Explorer, okay, and this is completely removed. There is no IE support, right? Because the Microsoft has completely ended this feature. Instead of that, they are providing Microsoft Edge browser. Next, Safari, Opera browser, Chrome browser, Edge browser. We can launch any of this browser through Selenium, guys. Okay, maybe in the manual testing, you maybe hear about one concept like cross browser testing. Okay, cross browser testing. Cross browser testing means verifying your application UI in different browsers is nothing but cross browser testing. Verifying your browser application functionality in different browsers is nothing but cross browser testing. Why this is required? Why this is required? Because whenever you release any product or any application into the market, if especially it is related to web browsers, it should support all kinds of browsers. Then only the user retention will be there. Even if you see that whenever you are applying for any jobs, especially like government jobs, like banking jobs or any government related jobs, when you visit the official portal at the beginning, or they will pop up one image, this application you have to fill it using Chrome browser so and so version and above, IE browser so and so version, like that they will specially mentioned. Why? Because these applications are supported only those kinds of platforms only. Other than if you are using any other browser, you may be missed some data. That means application loading is not a proper way. So that is the point you have to remember. Hmm? Similarly, we have a operating system that is called as a cross platform testing, verifying the application in multiple operating systems, that is nothing but cross platform testing. So very important question it is, cross browser testing and as well as cross platform testing. Platform means operating systems. We have a different operating systems, right? Windows, Linux, Mac. Hmm. If you go to mobile operating systems, we have a Android and Windows, BlackBerry, iOS. Hmm. There are so many. Okay, so verifying these kind of scenarios also very important. So that's it for today's, guys. So I hope